welcome to the Hollywood Raw Podcast. My name is Adam. Glyn. Over there is Dax Holt. We are two entertainment news journalists. In the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, we drop an episode like today where we just banter with each other about random topics. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't, but it's all things in the world of pop culture, Hollywood news. Dax and I are two entertainment news journalists with a lot of experience. We're not just two TikTokers just kind of giving our take. But yeah, we do this for a living. And on Fridays, we drop our Raw Rundowns. If you haven't listened, is where we give you the top 10 stories of the week. And we pick the top 10 stories based on the Google search, based on the data, based on what you guys are clicking on. We do a lot of research into that. Dax, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Can't complain. It's hot. It is so hot here in California right now.
Yeah.
Whew. Is it hot out there?
It's humid. It's very humid. But I'm not complaining because the winters are so rough here that bring on the summer, bring on the heat. I'm a sauna guy. I don't care. I don't mind it. The other day, dude, in New Jersey is like the new Hollywood hub. So John Cena is filming a movie in New Jersey, so I went by the set. And, I didn't even get to see Cena because there's too much going on, but I just wanted to check out the set. I leave there after an hour, drive not even a quarter mile. Then I go into another film set. Adam Sandler is filming a movie just like not even a quarter mile away. It's just crazy. And they're filming so many Netflix projects. They built a studio in New Jersey. It's kind of cool. It's exciting. I don't know.
So when someone's filming a movie, is there a bunch of people kind of lining up along the streets because they want to see Adam Sandler or John Cena? Like, does it cause chaos and more traffic and issues? Or is it like it's normal and so people don't even care and they just kind of move along with their life?
I would say from my experience, no one kind of waits around and sees. I was the only one sort of waiting around and seeing, but everyone else it didn't really hold up traffic. It's sort of, it has people questioning, asking what's around, but it's too long of a day for people to wait around to see what's going on or get a glimpse of their favorite celebrity.
Well, are you seeing Adam out in the streets acting, or is he in a building so no one really has any concept of what's happening? They don't know Adam Sandler's in there. What is the situation? So
I think you sort of know that it's an Adam Sandler or a John Cena project. With that said, for example, for yesterday's shots, they were all interior shots. So you don't really see them. You might be able to see them when they leave the house and go into their car, and their car is right there. But besides that, they weren't exterior shots. But I would imagine if there were exterior shots, there would be a lot of people waiting around and wanting to see what's going on. I just haven't seen. I was thinking what would have been a fun movie to see being filmed would have been Avengers, Endgame. When they're all in the streets filming and you've got 7 massive stars all in the streets doing their filming. Oh, that would have been so it's funny you say that. I was in the city. It was on a Sunday when they were filming an Avengers movie, and they had, I think it was Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and they're all dressed up as their characters on a Sunday morning on Park Avenue. This was years ago. This might have been this is more than 10 years ago. It was a Sunday 10 years ago, and all the guys were in their outfits on a Sunday morning in New York City. So cool. And that was pretty cool. And they strategically did it because it's so expensive to film in New York and those things. But they kind of banged it out real quick. And I'll tell you what now, the one thing they do with these shoots now, they try to bang out these movies super quick, especially if there's a celebrity involved. It's hey, we only have them for 3 weeks. We need to kind of be on point. I need that second set filmed and ready to go. So it's, they're shooting a lot of scenes in a day now. It's not like that one scene a day these days. They're no, we got to go. It's that second unit team too. They're working on shots too. Films used to take a lot of time to make money, but now they're dude, we got to hurry up. I think people realized.
I was going to say, the other day I was watching, I came across some reel on Instagram that was saying that this was the most expensive scene ever filmed. And it was Tom Cruise driving next to Central Park, and then he
Times Square
into
Times
I saw
Square.
That. And they had shut down the whole thing, and it was for Vanilla Sky years and years ago, and it was $1 million to shoot this 45 seconds because of the amount of streets that they had to shut off, and then shutting down the entire Times Square. Not a single person in the shot, no cars, no one's around, but to do that was just crazy
Yeah,
expensive.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's what I saw. And, Instagram never lies.
True. I saw that meme or that whatever popped in my algorithm as well. By the way, I want to give a shout out to someone who's not sponsoring us. And I say this only just to give you and also our audience a heads up because I feel like they're not promoting it as much as they should, but maybe they are. AMC, the AMC movie theaters, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, movies are half off.
Is this every AMC or just
I think it's
the ones out by you?
Select, but I think it's like majority of them. I could be wrong, so it's something to check out. I'm going to start seeing more movies now. I'm not going to say all of them, but
are you going to go watch Superman?
So I think I'd rather. I don't know. I'm debating. It's like, do I see that or the Jurassic movie, the new Jurassic Park? Because I'm so poor, Dax, and I know people are going to hate me and they're going to probably look for me at the movie theaters now. But like, I'll say I'm going to go see a regular movie. Then I sneak into the IMAX to save myself $4. So that's just what I do to save. That's some extra milk duds for me. So but I think I want to go see. I really want to see Naked Gun. I might see Superman now. I might make that like my new weekly thing is go see a movie because I do think when you start going to movies, you realize some of these movies you need to see them in theaters. That's the way they're made to see. They're made for IMAX. They're made for theaters and. Like the F1 movie, which I'm not, I would suggest everyone has their own opinion. I don't think it was that great of a movie. However, I do think it's going to be obviously way better in theaters. I tried watching Dax, and I watch it too late at night. I started watching the movie Sinners, which people say so far it's the best movie of the year. It's the Michael B. Jordan movie. It's the Ryan Coogler directed film. Little tough to follow so far in the beginning, but that's because I'm stupid, and it's not their fault. But I want to watch that movie because everyone who I have talked to said that movie's unbelievable. But yeah.
You know what I was thinking? I was watching because they have just been promoting the crap out of the Superman movie, and like Dairy Queen, the new Blizzards have a cup with Superman's face on it. I wonder if it's surreal for the actor. What's the guy's name again? David.
I can't say his last name.
I don't know. David Corns Wet or something like that. If that sounds really weird, but for him, who is basically an unknown actor, becoming Superman, and now your face is on all these billboards, on cups, on everything. Like, that's pretty crazy. Such a, because they don't do that stuff anymore. They don't do these
activations,
over-the-top promotions like they used to. Yeah, these activations like they used to. So you're not seeing actors' faces on cups at Dairy Queen like they used to. That's got to be pretty cool.
David Cornsweat is the guy's name. I actually, what's even cooler, and I don't eat this place because I don't eat them. I think I'm a Jersey Mike's guy. I'm not a Subway guy. I have to say, not just because I'm from Jersey. It's just Jersey Mike's makes, I think, the best cheesesteak. With that said, Subway is doing this little activation with Happy Gilmore, and they're doing these Happy Gilmore cups. And I got to say, the cups are actually really cool. Like, thanks for reminding me, I have to try to go to a Subway now and buy one of these cups. They have like this Ben Stiller cup that's like really funny. And I don't know. I actually like the activations. I think it's kind of cool. The one thing that I think it's stupid, it's like if you go to see Jurassic Park movie, you get popcorn in like a foot and I don't know. It's like weird things like at the movie theaters. Like if you get popcorn, it comes like in a Jurassic fossil type thing. It's like, all right, who's gonna
a Jurassic fossil
it's
type
some
thing?
Stupid activation. But the cups from Subway's cool.
Hey, speaking of Ben Stiller, you know that he directed Severance, the TV show I'm watching? Did you know that?
So I did know that. I know they filmed in New Jersey. I know people love it. I know they did something in Grand Central, but I think people are talking about how great of a director Ben Stiller is. I think Ben Stiller is so talented. I just think we haven't seen much of him like acting lately.
I had no idea that he was a part
and you're
of
loving Severance so far.
No clue. It's so fucking weird. Don't get me wrong. It is so weird. But it's, again, I watched White Lotus and thought the whole time, why am I watching this? This is so weird. And so it's kind of the same idea. Like you watching and you don't even know why you're watching it, but you're kind of hooked in. It's got a cool concept. I like the concept. If you don't know what it is, it's basically that you've severed your brain from your work life to your home life. So you're two separate people essentially, and when you leave work you have no recollection of work, you don't remember anything that happened there, and when you get into work you don't know what your name is on the outside world, you don't know who you are, you have no memories of your childhood, nothing like that. It's totally interesting. We're only on episode I think 4 right now, so it's still pretty new to us, but I saw his name pop up and I was like, wait, is this the Ben Stiller, like funny Ben Stiller? And yeah, I looked up and I was like, oh damn, it's pretty interesting show for him to be behind, I think.
Yeah. Hey, listen, by the way, Brooks Nader, who we've talked about a lot on this podcast, I think that thirstiness, again, I don't hate it. It's just, it is what it is. We're just call it out. But like, I get it is a game. I guess it is working because now she's starting to hang out with Jeff Bezos, which is like, how is Brooks Nader with Jeff Bezos? Don't get me wrong, Brooks Nader is a beautiful woman. She was on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Is she friends with Lauren though? That makes sense, because if she's friends with Lauren, that
yeah,
totally
but
makes
how
sense.
did she become friends with Lauren? I mean, that's just, she's in the crew. She's in. So she knows what she's doing, and then she goes out when she's been, who knows? Maybe she just went to the same restaurant. She knew the restaurant they were at, goes to that, so she looks like her name is attached and was at a party with them. And then she's walking out with shirts now with her boobs hanging out. Like, not boobs hanging out, but like it's very see-through. Like, she's showing her boobs. But again, I'm just calling it out. I'm not angry. I'm not mad. It's just, it is what it is. This is a game. It's a business. Know what's been popping on my algorithm a lot lately, Dex? I'm going to screw up the name because I don't even know where it is. The Glastonbury Music Festival. I think is that what it's called? Glastonbury Music Festival?
Yeah.
So obviously it's a huge festival, a lot of artists there. And someone who I said is going to be a huge star. I don't know if it's just my algorithm or this is everyone's, but what's her name? Gracie Abrams, who I think is a huge star. I think the girl is going to be very big. I think her music's great. I think she's great. She's very sweet. And she's been wearing this look with like a bandana over her head, at least recently, and that all these girls, and it's become like a look now. It's a style. I mean, I'm not a concert festival guy. I'm not a music fest guy anymore. In fact, even concerts this season, I'm going to see. I didn't even tell you. I saw Dave Matthews a few weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago. I'm going to see the band Fish coming up. You know the band Fish?
Oh my God, I haven't heard of them in like 25 years.
I couldn't tell you one of their songs, but I know obviously they have a huge audience. People love them. So I'm going more for the experience rather than because people talk about it all the time. I'm also think it'll be a fun place to do mushrooms, but yeah, I don't know any of their songs, but everyone talks about them. And to me, I'm more of like a Grateful Dead guy, like Dead & Co. I really want to see them. But I was like, you know what? It like fell in my lap. Someone's giving me tickets, so I'm going to go see the band Fish. There's only one person of all the I know a lot of people are touring this summer. Like the only other person I want to see this summer, and I would still never pay tickets to, but if it fell in my lap, I'd go see is AC/DC. I think it'd be interesting to go see them.
Okay.
But the only person who I would always go buy tickets to is Jack Johnson. It's just a vibe to me. It's also a concert where I could sit down. I'm sick of standing. Like, let me just enjoy myself. Let me just sit down, have a drink and a joint, and just watch Jack Johnson. That's the only. And I went, and it was a great vibe.
I'm realizing how different our music libraries must be, because the one concert I want to see this year is Shakira. Here's the deal. Me and my family, like, we love Shakira. Like, the kids love her. My wife loves her. I love her. So that is the one concert I'm like dying to see. She was supposed to be at SoFi a couple of weeks ago, canceled that or postponed it. So she's going to be there August 4th. But I'm like, that'd be such a good concert. I don't know. We have so many songs that we listen to in the house. And so I think it'd be fun to take the kids and watch her. And it's so funny that you want to listen to Fish. And I'm like, Shakira.
Yeah. Do you know a lot of Shakira's music?
Dude,
really?
All of it. Like the Spanish songs, the English songs.
I know, like to be honest with you, my favorite song is probably like from Shakira is like the one that people don't even like. It's that She-Wolf song. I love She-Wolf.
What do you mean? That was like one of her most
popular
songs.
I didn't know. Again, I'm not as...
That Hips Don't Lie.
Hips Don't Lie,
yeah,
it was cute, but it wasn't my thing. She-Wolf, actually, I was at a bar recently, and She-Wolf came on, and I forgot about it. I was like, oh, this song is dope. And then I had to Shazam it, and then I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. This is Shakira. Besides that, I don't know any of her music.
So when we went to Disney World, we would wake the kids up in the morning with Waka Waka. Like, you know how it starts? It's like, and so we would go into the kids' bedroom and turn on. So that became like our vacation song is Waka Waka. Love that one. I could go through her entire album, but like the Whenever, Wherever, that one, if you listen to it in Spanish, way better in Spanish than it is in English. It's called Suerte. So you should try it. She's
I just don't really know much about her, to be honest with you. And that's just, I've seen her. I can't say I've met her. I've tried to interview her. I didn't really. I maybe got an answer. To her.
Dude, I can tell you one thing: her hips don't lie.
I just want to check her out even more. Like the thing is, I just want to stare at her. I just want because I know how many guys are obsessed with her, and she looks great. She's aged well. I just want to stare at her even more for some reason.
Stare at her.
Yeah, I just want to stare at her.
I you know what I've been. It's so funny. I wanted to see that. Oh, you know who else is coming to town? Benson Boone. He is on at our house all the time. He's actually coming to the Honda Center, which is pretty close to us, which we don't get a lot of acts at the Honda Center anymore like we used to. So I'd love to go see him. I'm like, who do I know that works there that can help a brother out? Because you start to get to 4 tickets. It gets really expensive when you're trying to get in an entire family.
I get it.
You know what we don't hear about, though, these days that I've become kind of obsessed with is, like, writers. You remember how much attention writers used to get?
You're talking about writers?
Like, writers. Yeah, like, so like, when a music artist comes to the Honda Center or whatever, and they, like, say, hey, to come to the Honda Center, I need this, 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 and this. And normally they were all like always crazy when, you know, the big rock bands were coming to town. You'd hear about all the insane shit they would put on their writers. You don't hear about that at all anymore. And so like over the last couple of weeks, I don't know what popped in my mind. I think I saw something online that was about a writer and I started like Googling and reading all these writers, and there's some wild stuff that people used to request. And I've had like so much fun just like reading what those people used to do. Because again, you never hear about it anymore. And I don't know why. Is it just not a thing anymore?
Here's what I think is I think people the music has changed a little bit. These artists have got a little financially more intelligent as far as how they're spending money. I also think that the way the backstages at these concerts, the demand sort of changed when it came to who's actually paying for the demands. Mm-hmm. And, you know, obviously, I mean, you have a list. So I'm actually curious to hear about some of the demands that some of these artists demanded. But I remember I was talking to the band OAR. Shout out to them. You know the band OAR? So they were I asked them, what do they –
I like AJR better, by the way.
Oh, anything with an R you love. So I asked them, I was like, what do you guys have in your rider? And they said, interesting. Like we used to have like these like – we were like, when they asked us before we were going on tour, like, what do you want backstage? And I'm like, oh, we want this, 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 this. And then they got the bill and they're like, oh, we didn't know that we have to pay for it. So now they're like, yeah, just give us a few water, like maybe a towel from when we get sweaty. And that's it. Like they were just like, yeah, we don't want to be stuck with the bill. Like that was.
Well, you know why? But I think before that was something, it was a perk of going to that venue. So the venue would pick up the bill back in the day, and it would be a whole thing like, oh my God, we're going to get Guns N' Roses out here. So what do you guys want? And so the venue picked it up back in the day and not anymore. So that's probably why it's
occasionally
changed.
You do see like food and stuff backstage. And I think it goes to sometimes there's local vendors that were a fan of this thing or maybe a fan of the facility. And they say, hey, you know, to make it good for everyone, we'll give in some food. You know, just give us 2 tickets to the show. So it's like a win-win for everyone. And, you know, they'll maybe put like a sandwich or something like that. But that's what I think it is. And it depends where you go. I mean, I just think these artists are like, screw that. And it's funny how I've been to shows, especially Dave Matthews recently. I think it was Billy Joel too, that as soon as they get off stage, they are out the door. They're not like hanging out. They're like, they're gone. Yeah. They're out before – they want to get out before the fans get out. That's how quick they're out the door. And they're like, thank you, good night. And they race to the car and they're gone. And it's crazy how quick they're at. I remember seeing Billy Joel like get a car right there. Like you could see the Escalade through the doorway. And he's like, thank you. And I saw him like walk off stage and right into his car and leave. So they don't want to hang out.
Well, that was like Ellen, remember? Ellen and her show. She had to be the first one to leave the building before the audience. She would say, "Thank you, have a great day, be kind," or whatever the hell her wrap-up line was. And then they would hold the audience. She would walk out the door, get in her Porsche, and leave the lot. And she had to be off the lot before they would release the audience because she had so many like stalker issues that was like one of the things that she wanted to make sure she was out of there. Anyway,
so tell me these writers.
I just pulled. Yeah, no, I just pulled up some of the writers. I'm gonna have you guess who they are, just because some of them are so wild from back in the day. Oh, do you want to review real fast? I didn't even review. Okay, I don't remember if I read this one or not. I read the reviews sometimes, and then I reread them, so I can't remember if I read them in my head or read them out loud. So this one comes from Christy Sue. Gossip Without Being Catty. No. Did I read that?
No.
Do you know? Does that sound familiar? Okay. It says, Gossip Without Being Catty, 5 stars. I look forward to Wednesday every week. The interviews and stories are told with a great sense of humor. This isn't a gossip podcast. This is an entertainment news show. Adam and Dax play off each other beautifully. With their friendship is enjoyable. This by far is one of my favorite podcasts.
Very nice. That is cool. That's a great review. Thank you so much. If you want to leave a review, just go to the podcast app on Apple. Put in Hollywood Raw, go to the bottom, and say a few kind words, and give us 5 stars. We'll read your review live on air. It's the best thing you do to support this podcast, and that's our way of saying thank you and giving you a shout out and hearing us say your name. It's kind of fun. All right, Dax, let's play this. I want to hear some writers.
Yeah. All right. So there was a 1988 tour rider. All right, which included a submachine gun, unloaded, and a 12-foot boa constrictor. And they also requested a fish tank full of live piranhas just for fun. Like, that's one hell of a rider. Like, you don't hear about riders like that anymore. Do you have any guesses who that 1988 tour rider
I'm going to guess because of this person is a fan of animals, a little bit rock star. I'm going to say Ozzy Osbourne. Remember he had all the dogs? No?
I remember. No, he had bats that he'd bite heads off, but not this one. This one belonged to Mötley Crüe.
It's so funny, Dax. My second guess was going to be Tommy Lee for some reason. I should have said my second guess. Now I'm pissed off. So what they wanted? What they wanted? A machine gun that wasn't loaded, and
a submachine gun unloaded, and a 12-foot boa constrictor, and then a fish tank full of live piranhas. I mean, that's a pretty sick rider. Like that to me was, you put these things on there because it was just to be crazy. Like no other reason. Like you don't need any of that shit at a concert, but why not? Like if you can pull it off, why not? If you remember, there was always a famous one about the person who wanted no brown M&ms.
Yeah.
Do you remember that band?
Yeah, I don't know who said it.
And I can say this one. It was Van Halen. Van Halen, their infamous one was that they demanded a bowl of M&ms backstage, all brown ones removed. But they had a reason for it.
Hold on, I want to see if I'm right on this. Their reason was they wanted to see if they were paying attention and listening to them. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So I wanted to say that one just because there was a reason behind that one, and it got so much attention because they didn't want the brown M&ms, but they just wanted to make sure people were paying attention because they had like this stage setup that was so complex that missing a small detail could be dangerous. So you're like, pay attention to the whole rider. Okay, here's my next one. This person, well, it's a band, requested an assortment of local, humorous, fake news articles to be printed at the venue and put up all over the inside of the dressing room. It had crazy headlines like the lead singer being arrested for smuggling baby kangaroos, so they needed to be framed and put up in the room. Any guesses what band would have asked for this?
I like that you said band, so now I got to think of a band. I would say, since you said fake headlines, I'm going to say it's sort of new. I'm going to do something weird. I'm going to guess Hall & Oates. I'm serious. I just thought it'd be like...
No, but when I say it, you're going to be like, oh, fuck, totally. Foo Fighters.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
So
yeah,
Dave
he's
Grohl.
got an interesting sense of humor.
Like, doesn't it totally make sense? So the headline was like Dave Grohl arrested for smuggling baby kangaroos, and they framed it and put up. Which, again, I think that that's more fun than like get me a fish tank full of live piranhas, because you're forcing people to be creative and come up with headlines and frame them, and there's not a lot of expense there, like shipping in piranhas. Okay.
What else you got?
So okay, this one's wild. This person once allegedly included a request for a prostitute fitting a description being a bald, toothless hooker. That was supposedly one of the weirdest demands in music history on a writer. Any clue who out there would have asked for that?
So say what this thing was again.
The person asked for a bald, toothless hooker to be in their dressing room. And I don't think it was necessarily to be with the person, but just the bizarreness of it. They wanted that person walking around backstage.
Male or female hooker? That's a big thing now. We didn't, after the Diddy thing, we forget about male hookers.
It does not. Yes, it does not.
That's so ridiculous. I can't believe this is true. I mean, because how do you find them? I mean, I've tried to find them, and I can't find them. So I know how hard it is for whatever venue. Man. I don't even have a guess because it's so insane. Who is it?
Well, it's insane. So think of someone insane.
See, I'm such a weirdo, dude. I'm going to say like the band Prodigy, but no.
I think you're on a good
Oasis
pathway there. No, Marilyn Manson.
I mean, okay. I'm almost like
Marilyn
it made
Manson
sense. Like,
allegedly requested the bald, toothless hooker. Exactly. You're like, totally makes sense.
I saw a great meme about Marilyn Manson. It's true. How everyone pre-social media, pre-internet, how the culture, how America created a rumor that Marilyn Manson was Paul from the Wonder Years.
Or the fact without the internet or social media, the rumor spread around the world that he removed his ribs so he could suck his own wanker. Do you remember that? I mean, like, that was the biggest rumor back in, I don't know, middle school.
But how
did that news travel the world? It doesn't even make sense.
Who's the guy who started that too? Like, props to that guy. That's the best publicist out there.
Yeah, it was
and
Marilyn
Manson
him.
Was so good. He's like, no,
Marilyn
let them
himself.
keep thinking that. Like, well, great.
Yeah, he was smart when it came to publicity. All right, so we've got a rock band writer that once requested 7 dwarfs dressed up like, or I guess little people dressed up like the 7 dwarfs from Snow White, a Bob Hope impersonator, and that the entire Backstage crew wear English football.
I'm going to guess Ozzy Osbourne.
Any guess? Nope.
Dude, I'm so terrible at this.
All right, you're like 0 for 5 right now.
Because these things are so insane. Like, this is just... Yeah, I don't know what this...
This one was Iggy Pop.
I would never guess that. Do you like Iggy Pop?
I wouldn't have guessed that one either. No, I wouldn't have guessed him. I'm just not a big Iggy Pop. But the English football uniforms, I'm like, okay. So you definitely have to go, obviously, with someone from the UK. All right, here's the next one. We're going to just move on. This one... Not too wild, but they requested a wiffle ball bat in their rider. Keep in mind, this is a pretty chaotic stage performance. And so adding in a wiffle ball bat just seems like a recipe for disaster. But any clue who would have asked for a wiffle ball bat on their rider? I'm going to say,
because I know they're a fan of baseball, I would think it's Metallica.
No.
I'm so bad at this.
It is Slipknot. Again, I'm not a Slipknot fan, so I wouldn't guess.
I've noticed this is all rock people. This is a lot of rock bands right now.
A lot of rock bands, because I think that their writers just, again, became more famous back in the day. We'll get in. I've got some here that aren't necessarily rock band people.
That had to be a thing for rock bands. They just have to have crazy, like... They'd all talk, hey, what's in your rider? What's in your rider? Because it was just, fun to kind of get that out there. It was good publicity for them in a way, too.
So this one is a rock band. So if you can guess whose rider had the request for a freshly vacuumed silk carpet in their dressing room and a square watermelon. Keep in mind that these square watermelons are super rare. They're expensive. They're only grown in Japan. So this was a pretty big deal to have this in their rider.
A square watermelon, which I honestly never knew, never saw it, never heard of it.
I didn't know. I'm also don't eat expensive watermelons.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know. They just seem. I've met those guys. They seem very clean, so I feel like they'd want vacuum carpet.
This one will make sense when I say it. Like it's a rock band that you'd be like, oh yeah, but it was Guns N' Roses.
I mean, okay, yeah,
dude. When you think rock band, Guns N' Roses, obviously. So, like, outrageous demands from Guns N' Roses, 100%. Yep.
I actually wish that Axl Rose did more interviews. I think he's a fascinating guy that we just don't hear from enough. Right?
Yeah. Did you see the photo going around?
What was that?
It came up on my feed on Instagram, and it was Axl Rose and Mickey Rourke. And someone said, it looks like two lesbians that own a antique shop in Portland.
That's funny. It's fucked up, but funny. So I mean, I see it, though.
All right. It made me laugh so hard. All right. So this band had a writer that insisted on having a collection of lamps in their dressing room, but said strictly no blue ones. No one knows why. But that is what their writer had. So any guesses whose writer that would be?
Lamps are the worst. You know, you got to pull a string to get the light on. Oh my God.
They probably didn't like overhead lights, so they just did lamps all around. I don't know.
I'm so bad at this that I'm going to just start guessing bands that are probably not it, but they're the most random bands ever. Was it the band Crazy Town who did Butterfly? Come, my lady. Come, my lady.
That's a good guess. I feel like that's a good guess. No, it was Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I do feel like Crazy Town most likely had some insane.
You know what's so funny?
Well.
So
they were big for a while.
This barbershop in the East Village, and this guy, I walked in there one day, and I was sort of not a regular, but I was a regular. Like, you know, I just felt good one. And I walk in one day, and this guy's getting the Lakers symbol cut into the back of his head. And I walk up to the guy, oh, Lakers fan, huh? And then I'm like, oh shit, it was Flea from the. I'm like, oh, never mind. Oh God, I just embarrassed myself.
Oh, that's
like it was just like,
that's cool
but it was
though.
sort of like I should have shut my mouth. And actually, I wouldn't say I've met them. I've seen them. I try to meet them and connect with them. Both Anthony Kiedis and Flea, and they're just like, peace, like not cool. I'm not into it. They didn't like me. However, I did caddy because I used to caddy at a golf course. I caddied for Chad Smith, the drummer of the Chili Peppers, and super cool dude, really nice guy. And I remember.
And you're sure you didn't caddy for?
It's crazy how much they look alike. It really is. But I remember he came in wearing a fitted hat and a polo that was like a little bit like not ripped, but like used and beat up. But it felt like someone took a razor to and kind of made it look a little bit more used and beat up a little bit. Like it was like professionally done. And I was like, it just looked cool on him. Maybe it was just him. I was like, oh, it just looked cool on him. And then at the course I worked at was very proper. So he had his hat forward and stuff. And then as soon as we got to the second hole, he just took his hat and made it backwards. It's like, fuck yeah. Like it was just, he knew what he was doing. It was like, this guy's awesome. But then I kept it very professional until like the 17th hole. Then I just asked like a bunch of like fanboy questions. Like, hey man, like, so what's it like? He was super nice. Very cool. I think I even took a photo with it, but yeah. All right. Cool. What else you got?
All right. This one, don't think necessarily rock band. All right. We're going, this was a performer who was super high maintenance and demanded everything on the writer demanded on the writer for everything in his dressing room to be white couches,
his or
white
her
flowers, white curtains, and also required a doctor to be on standby 24/7 in case he needed medical attention.
I'm going to say Michael Jackson.
Great guess. No.
When you said his, I actually thought you were going to go the other way. I thought it was going to be Mariah Carey.
You thought it was going to be like Mariah Carey, huh?
Yeah. She probably might still. But so it's not Michael Jackson. Who is it?
I'm going to give you one more guess because I feel like you can get this one. Come on. Everything
Elton
in his...
John.
I'm going to give you one more guess. Everything in his dressing room needed to be white. White couches, white flowers, white curtains, and a doctor on standby. Whose writer needed all of that? Come on. Think hard.
I don't think
you
it
got
would be
this
Prince because he'd want something dark and purple. I said Elton John. I said Michael Jackson. Dax, I'm really bad at these blind item stuff. What is it?
It was Prince.
Was it? It was Prince? Oh my God.
It was Prince.
I hate myself. Oh my God. Oh. That is crazy. I talked myself out of 2 guesses. I was
like, if I had said everything.
I literally talked myself out of 2 of them.
If I would have said purple, you would have been like, you got it.
Man, that stinks.
I
talked myself out of everything.
All right. So here's another one. On this writer, the person demanded cylindrical vases only for his flowers. All rugs had to be replaced with ones that were quote unquote slippery. No explanation why. Whose writer had those demands?
So say this again. What was it?
So they demanded cylindrical vases only for their flowers. Like cylinders. Like just
cylinder.
round,
I thought it was like
kind of cylindrical. Yeah, cylindrical vases. And all the rugs had to be replaced with ones that were slippery.
So bizarre.
I would say lean into the vases. Who would be weird and want like uniform vases?
Janet Jackson.
He demanded all these
Janet
vases.
She goes by non-binary, so I'm going to say Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson.
Man, Kanye West.
How was I supposed to guess? You would have guessed. You would honestly, Dax. You think you would have guessed that?
I felt like the vase thing, like him and Kim were always into like the vases and doing crazy like vases at their house. So I thought maybe you'd get that one, but you didn't. Okay, next. This is a rock band. They were into not just partying, but very serious about their games. And they insisted on an entire separate room dedicated to their snooker table. And this is while they were on tour. So this was in their rider. They said they must have a snooker table there. Any clue? I don't even know what snooker is. What band made this demand?
Kiss.
The Rolling Stones.
I mean, not close, but close. Okay.
Close. Okay. The next one is this writer requested a butler who had to be dressed like a vintage chauffeur. And you have actually guessed these people previously for another one.
Hall and Oates? Kiss.
No, Oasis.
Oh my God, I'm so pissed. By the way, were you a big Oasis fan?
I liked a couple of their songs, yeah. But I wasn't a huge fan, but I liked a couple of their songs. They had some good stuff out. All right.
2 more.
I got 2 more for you, okay? All right. This band, on their rider, requested a full tub of cornstarch in their dressing room. No one really knew why. I don't know if it's some skincare hack or whatever, but they said there must be a full tub of cornstarch. Who would have put that on their rider?
A tub of cornstarch?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Trent Reznor.
I would never guess that.
Okay. All right. Last one. I'm feeling good for you to get this one. Maybe we'll get 1 out of 15.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. We're going to get this one. Okay. This person has requested on their rider. They said, do not have any furniture made of leather or animal products anywhere in his dressing room. I mean, think who is a strict vegan and would say, do not put furniture of leather in my room.
First of all, I don't blame him for not wanting leather, because there's nothing worse than sitting on a leather couch after you're hot and sweaty. And then you have to like get up and you just sort of stick to it.
It's sticky.
It's the worst.
You have to like peel yourself off the couch.
Strict vegan. Travis Barker, Blink-182.
It is a solo act that has refused to have furniture.
Man. Male, female?
Think male. Think huge, probably one of the biggest, most famous musicians in the world.
I'm trying to think of who's a vegan,
who is a strict vegan.
Who's a big solo artist that's vegan?
He was from a huge band, and now he's by
Robbie
himself.
Williams.
This person may have been in one of the biggest boy bands of all time.
Justin Timberlake? No, it can't be. Who is it? I have no idea. Paul McCartney.
Yes, thank you.
I didn't know he.
All right, we're taking it.
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah. So Paul McCartney was the one who said, "No furniture made of leather or animal products anywhere in my dressing room," which totally makes sense being him.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
So anyway,
I sucked at this game, but I hope you guys did better than me at home, because that was tough. But I did enjoy learning about these bands, and makes me feel a little bit more normal compared to what these people demand.
I am curious if anyone got them right.
Yeah, let us know.
If you guys could take a second. Yeah, go to our private Facebook page, Off the Record. Let us know. I'm just curious if anyone got any of those right. Because, I mean, I like to make it a game just because it's fun. Because then you guys have a chance to also guess. And someone had to have gotten a better score than you did. Someone out there.
I hope they did. But I'm terrible at riddles. Like, I just get caught in my own head. I try to focus on the wrong thing. I'm just terrible. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Follow our private Facebook group, Off the Record, like Dax mentioned. It's a fun community. Follow me at Adam Glyn. Follow Dax Holt at Dax Holt. See you guys later in the week.
Bye.
What's up, guys? If you like that video, there's plenty more where that came from. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, so we can just feed you all the goodness daily. Hurry up. Come on, let's go.